I go hard in the paint. I go hard in the paint.
I'm ducked off where the loudest leader. Right next door to Cali where the work a lot cheaper. Take you back in the trap in the 86 Regal. With a pocket full of stones booming like it was legal.
What's going on, man? How you doing, brother?
Hey, I'm doing good. Suave, how are you, man? You doing good?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing real good, man. We are back with another one on the Man Cave, and we are here to talk about another episode, man. We are episode 7 in season 3. You know, boy. So I am one of your hosts, Suave.
Man, I'm your other host, SPG.
And man, you already know whatever goes on in this Man Cave,
it's gonna have to stay right here in the Man Cave.
Right in the Man Cave, eh? So, you know, if y'all don't mind and you out there and you come across this video, just tickle that bell and, you know, give me a like, give me some of that comments, you know what I'm saying? Let me know what's going on, what you think. If you've been watching this show and you see the thumbnail, we are discussing the coming up on the finale, the Last of Us TV show. Now, today we're going to discuss the episode 8 right before the finale. So episode 9 will be this Sunday, I think around 8 o'clock Central Time. Yep. If you're on Central Time, and then, you know, you subtract or add how many hours you need to if you're not on Central Time. But we would definitely be having a season finale episode, not next week, because, you know, we got to skip a week off the Man Cave. Y'all getting too much, you know, but the week after that on SPG's channel, man. Let's just hop into it. So I want everyone to go back, not episode 7, but episode 6. At the end of episode 6, you know that Ellie and Joel gets attacked by a group of guys. They just have frying pans and a baseball bat and stuff. Well, in that whole incident, Joel ended up getting stabbed, not particularly on purpose. Now, what I did not see was Joel or Ellie killed him, man. I don't. Did Joel snap his neck or something? I can't really remember. Oh,
he broke his neck.
Yeah, he broke his neck. Okay. So that incident ended up coming back to haunt them. You know, it was
not only that. At the end of the episode, it left off with Ellie not being strong enough or trying to get the strength up to haul him away because he was a grown ass man passing out. Yeah,
she had to help him a little bit. That it was a twist, because that little incident, which I feel like they were defending themselves. They didn't try to, you know, if they wouldn't have attacked and came off aggressive, then there was no need to kill that man. You know, actually, they were in the process of leaving. They was trying to avoid them. Joel and Ellie, that is. They were trying to avoid them. So they wasn't even looking for a fight.
I think those guys were, though. They were out looking for food. We're going to get to
that. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
So even we find out. Now, at the end, we find some shocking news about this community of people that is in this resort, you know. Now, before we get into it, I hope you guys out there enjoyed the episode before this episode we're about to discuss, because that's a background of where Ellie was before she met Joel. Now, we're probably going to talk about that on the season finale, but we definitely want to touch on this episode just recently happened, and the episode before, the origin story, I guess you would say, of Ellie.
This episode was raw. It was visceral.
It was.
And that little girl is one badass bitch, dude.
Man,
she's a badass.
It was shocking.
I have to agree with Ray in the chat. She's a badass bitch, dude. I would not want to piss her off and meet her in a dark alley. I'll tell you that.
I think from what I observed, we've seen Ellie kill non-humans, you know, the beast. We never seen her kill a human being before. So this is very difficult. She
paralyzed one though.
She paralyzed but not killed though.
I'm done. We're done. We're not fighting no more. It's okay.
It's totally different when someone step in and do the killing for you. It's very different.
Oh, very true.
Leading up to this, she, you know, killed 2 of the infected, and she understood why she killed those 2. Yeah. You know, she eventually killed a human being in this episode we're discussing today, and you could tell that she's trying to like fight that. She really don't want to bring any harm to anyone. She's trying to avoid it, just like Joe would.
I got a different outlook.
Joe,
she's got violence in her heart, bro.
Yeah,
she does. She does, man.
I think, you know what I think, man. I think that's a little bit. That's in the wind in the world that they're living in. So
that's true.
I don't think it was intent. I think that. Okay, so let's put it out there. She get kidnapped. You know, she's taking care of Joe, nursing him to health and everything. She gets kidnapped by a group of people that portrays to be, you know, good and everything's good. This one particular man, he's a preacher. The
rapist,
very nice, very very polite. You know what I'm saying?
As soon as they said the ground's cold, we ain't burying nobody, I was like, oh.
No, I understood that because, man, come on now, you in North Dakota.
I do too, but man, I don't know. I had some feelings about that.
I'm gonna tell you what I had feelings about when they found the killers and he slapped that little kid and sat down, and people probably haven't noticed this, but when you come to that scene after he slapped her and he get ready to sit down, if you look at that room around everyone is like scraping their bowl with plates and spoons to eat.
Yep.
He sits down, he has a large plate with all the food that he can possibly eat.
Well, yeah, he's
so they really treat this man like he's a king,
like he's the father,
like he's the father.
Correct,
and that's what he portrays to be in this whole community of people.
Now, Joel's all right. We're skipping ahead just a little bit, so
we jumping around. But
Ellie
these are all important things.
Ellie's taking care of Joel, and Joel is dying pretty much. Mm-hmm. We don't know exactly what he's dying from, but it looks like that. Yeah, it looks like that wound is going to get infected. He lost a lot of blood. She did sew him up, but all you're going to do is sew that infection in. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, he was stuck with the end of the bat. A blunt, I mean, it was sharp, but sort of a blunt, jagged object was jabbed into him. Now, it only went in about that far, but that can cause a lot of damage. But anyway, Ellie, she goes out, she takes his rifle, and she goes out to hunt, and she gets herself a deer. And in the meantime, this preacher guy's little congregation, if you'll call it, or community, are starving, supposedly. So they go out hunting and they track.
Oh no, Ellie's... they're definitely starving, brother.
Oh, they are. But they hunt down Ellie's wounded deer, and that's how they come across her. And the preacher recognizes violence in her heart right away. He recognizes this is a strong woman who stayed alive by her sheer will. And we could use her. I could use her. Matter of fact, she could be my queen. Kind of.
Exactly.
You know, they're going to be playing some Adam and Eve in the apocalypse, kind of. But anyway, he lets Ellie go. Or they're sitting there waiting for some meds to come back. And
Ellie gets to jump on them. So he has no choice but to make a deal with Ellie. And Ellie's terms are, look, if you have medicine, we can trade for this buck that she just killed. Now she did the killing. It deserves. It's her kill, And
Yeah, she said I'd trade half of it.
She said half,
Yeah.
but ended up giving them the whole thing.
Yes.
Because she looked at it like, hey, Joel needs me. They actually bring back the medication, penicillin. And
but what's interesting about that is
tell
that the preacher wanted Ellie alive and wanted to keep her for his own because the I forget what the actor's name is or what character he's playing, but
I think it's like Danny or something like that.
Yeah, that's the actor that played Joel in the game, his voice.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, wow, that is so interesting. That
yeah,
is so interesting, man.
It's very, very interesting. But that's actually Joel's voice. But he got the drop on her. He was behind her and had a pistol right on her. He could have killed her.
A random guy.
Yeah. But the preacher wasn't having it. He was like, no, I got mixed feelings at that point. I thought, oh, okay, maybe this guy's playing with a full deck. No,
I was
thinking
that his morals kicked in, and he was like, "Hey, I can't let you kill a kid. Like this is a kid. Can't let you kill a kid, man. Just give her the medication, and we go our way. She go her way." Yeah. That's not the case. We later find out that his whole plot was to get her married. They marry, and they, be together. Now, I'm thinking to myself, how if this community of people allow that to happen? I guess they've been starving so long that they'll let anything happen. I'm like, man, there was kids there. What made him? I guess that didn't pique his interest because they wasn't as aggressive.
There's a very interesting part in the show, man, that flabbergasted me a little bit. But it wasn't like in your face. That little girl who's upset, the one that gets slapped by the preacher, that was her father who had the bat and swung it at Joel, and Joel snapped his neck. That was her father. Well, when he tells her the ground's frozen, we can't take care of it, and she wants vengeance, she was sitting down to eat her father. Yeah. Just incredible, bro. Incredible. But she wanted vengeance. She wanted to...
They didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Only a certain amount of handful of people knew that those people were surviving off human flesh.
Yep.
Now that's the kicker, man. When you just eating food and honestly, man, that's one of the reasons why I'm very cautious at eating at other people's house. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna throw it out there.
You're gonna get fed Uncle Charles.
Man, no, it's not that. It's just I don't know what they're feeding me. And meats are very tricky. You know what I'm saying? You can get away with plants and vegetables, them. But meats are very tricky. You don't really know what you're getting some of the time. For example, if you look at deer sausages out there that's been cooked and a regular deer beef patty that's been cooked, sausage, you can't tell the difference. No. You can't tell the difference. Now, I've eaten in
a lot of Chinese places. I'm sure I've had cat at some point.
You know what I'm saying? So who knows? Who knows?
I know. I know what you're saying.
Who knows? Because chicken is the same way. If you cook it a certain way, who's to say that certain parts of a cat and dog, when you cook it, it don't look like white meat
or tastes like chicken or something.
Or tastes like chicken. We've heard people that's out there in the wild and they eat snake or whatever. Gator, and they say, hey, it tastes like chicken. Now I've had gator before and it looks like chicken. The way it was prepared.
Now those people that Ellie and Joel ran into at the end of last episode,
getting back on topic,
like I think they were out looking for food.
That's what the preacher said. The preacher said that he sent them out to just scavenge, just to look for something to eat. And
Joel wasn't willing to get eaten. So
man, I don't think it was that. I think that Joel was just trying to protect Ellie as a kid. He didn't care too much for himself. He just know that world that people are different now. They don't just want to let you go and go their own business. Now they want something more.
We're gonna discuss some of the most badass parts of the episode coming up here in a minute, but there's something significant happened at the very end, and it was just a word it shows that Ellie and Joel are family now.
Mhm.
Joel called her baby girl, and that is
Mhm.
exactly what he called his daughter, and he hasn't uttered those words in 20 years.
Man.
So Ellie now hasn't taken her place, but Ellie has become family to him. She's no longer cargo. She's
let me
she's
tell
like
you,
a surrogate daughter to him now.
let me tell you what Joe was the things that this is how strong of a man that Joel is as a father. And I feel that in Joe because I'm a father. So when Joe was laying on the ground, helpless, going through pain, and Ellie gave him a knife and
That
said,
was
"Hey, someone is coming. Some people are coming. I need you to defend yourself.
yeah.
If you can down." This man gathered all the strength he can, got up off that floor, tricked the guys that was looking for him,
Yeah.
captured two of them, take them up. You know how much strength that took? And
Dude.
was beating the heck out of one of them
Yeah.
to get information from them. And you know, we all know about our boy Joe. He's gonna finish his meal. He's
Well,
gonna finish his meal.
what a
So,
boss ass scene, man, of her rushing down in there and putting
dude,
the knife on his chest and was like, you got to
Mhm.
defend yourself. Get up.
Yep.
Like it was intense, man. And then when she gets captured, oh my God, dude.
Now hold on. Now before you say that, I want everybody to understand that this is a spoiler alert on this. All these are spoilers, but Joel, we thinking that Joel is coming to save Ellie.
Sure.
Now, that I love the way that the directors come and made this episode because in reality, that's not always the case. The hero comes in and saves the day. That's not always the case. This is more realistic to real life on this episode. Ellie had to figure out as a kid
How to
that a
survive.
situation that she'd never been in before, she had to figure out how to survive and come out of this situation alive because she was, I mean, she had everything to lose and no advantages at all. She was in a cage.
Now I
She
would
had no
say,
weapons.
now she took care of herself and got herself out of the situation, but Joel did save her in a way. He saved her emotionally at the end.
Mm-hmm. He did. He did. I agree
In a
with
sense,
you on that.
in a sense.
I agree with you on that.
But when the preachers got her in the cage and Ellie starts putting shit together real quick what this guy's intentions are, and she plays with those intentions to get him close. And when he gets in close, she grabs a finger and snaps that son of a bitch. And what
tried
she
to get the keys.
Yeah, but what she says to him is amazing. He's some strong man who's got to go back out to his community and go, yeah, that little bitch just broke my finger.
So
Like,
we got to do something.
Yeah, man.
you're gonna have your way now.
Amazing writing, dude. Amazing writing.
I look at it like this. Now, Ellie she was not successful in that attempt. You know what I'm saying? So Ellie had to hurry up and think about something else, man. And she's so clever because not only did she break his fingers, but at some point she bit him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She bit him on the hand and she used
that saved her life.
Oh yeah, man, because they was about to hack her. They had her dead to rights. They had her down and she used the best tool she had and said, hey, I'm finna tell the truth. I'm infected. Lift up my arm and see.
Yep.
You know, and now you're infected. You know what I'm saying?
He had to stop and think about that real hard for a minute.
He had to. But this is the thing though. If Ellie would not have killed the other guy, you know what would have happened to the leader? So if Ellie would have killed the leader first, the preacher first, and then ran off, and the other guy's still alive, then he would have came back to the whole flock of people and said, hey, this guy's infected, he needs to die, yada yada. We need to burn this body. You know what I'm saying? Or even if he would have survived and Ellie would have just got up off the table and not killed anyone, they would have killed that guy. Yeah. That would have been the one thing that they was looking for to take the throne from him, because there was a lot of people, just like in the kingdom, you know, you got people that's there to follow and everyone on the outside is following. But at the same time, there's lot of people that don't have faith in that king and they want him dead or gone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I looked at that and I was like, oh man, that could have went a different way.
Ellie wasn't messing around, man. She was throwing lanterns and shit. She damn near burnt the place down. She got in that struggle with that preacher guy, and she saved herself, bro. She brutalized that man. He deserved it, though. He paused halfway through and was like, he was going to take his pants down and everything.
Yeah.
Ellie,
right
Ellie
then, in a burning building.
That's right. But yeah, she pulled his card and destroyed him and hacked him to bits.
If that machete was not there where she was landed,
you were mentioning earlier that she had taken out monsters before, you know, the infected. But this was her first real human kill, and she went bonkers. And that's what I mean. But yeah, it broke something in her mind. And when Joel showed up, he kind of sheltered her from that. He brought her back a little bit. He helped her. Now, how does this affect her going forward? I don't know. But that's where the show ended, was with Joel basically hugging her and them trying to get away from the place. So Suave, what do you think of this episode, number one? And number two, where do you think we're going from here, man?
I think that this episode was phenomenal, man. Like right when I thought that now I still love the Bill and Frank episode. I love it. You know what I'm saying? It was passionate episode. This episode here was it hits me in a different spot because I'm a father. You know what I'm saying? So I love this episode for the reason that I understood that I would have, regardless of how my body, what condition my body was in, I would have did the same thing Joe would have done and did whatever I could to save my child. You know, so I love this episode, man. What did you think about it?
I thought it was really good, man. I loved some of the boss scenes that were in there, man. Her breaking the guy's finger, her biting him, her killing him. Joel, you'd be given that knife. Like there was some very high moments in this episode, and to see them apart, but their relationship still grow. Like she was taking care of him, like she was his dad, her dad, like laying there dying. She got him the antibiotics he needed, which I'm not sure works the way they were just injecting it into his gut. I don't know about that, bro.
So I think that was different, man. I don't know. I mean, I'm not familiar with how
I don't know how it works.
Get liquid penicillin in your body like that. I would think it would be a vein thing, you know, but they got it in his body. It was in there and it worked. You know what I'm saying? It worked. I'm not familiar with the liquid form of penicillin, how to treat it. I always get the pill form if there's ever been a reason to use penicillin. I think that it's amazing how they pulled this together from a previous episode when all the other episodes was kind of like, for the most part, showing other pieces of different characters. And this one was a character episode based off the end of something else, a previous episode.
I really appreciated them going out of their way to show us how capable Ellie was all on her own. That she doesn't necessarily need Joel to get out of trouble. She don't.
I think that she's gonna be a great hunter because even though she shot at the buck and it wasn't a kill shot immediately, you know, it eventually bled out and then died, and she at least knew that because when she was getting out there, she was trying to shoot a rabbit, but she slipped and fell on her face. You know what I'm saying? The rifle is a little heavy. You know, that was a big rifle, man. And I could see how she learned to, okay, I know I can't stand up and do this. I'm gonna lay down and get leverage from the ground to make this shot. And I gotta make this shot. I gotta focus because we're gonna starve. You know what I'm saying? Now, the interesting thing about this though, SVG, if she would have pulled that buck to her location, how was she going to clean that? She had no idea of cleaning.
I hear you, bro.
You know what I'm saying? That's the thing that I was like, okay, now you killed it. I wasn't expecting the other people to find it. I was
Tell you
thinking
what,
like, hey, what are you gonna do to
if
skin
I'm
it? You know what I'm saying?
if I'm fat and hungry and I got a knife, I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna be cooking all kinds of parts, probably getting sick, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, this is one I saying, I know we got to wrap it up, but did you see how they captured Ellie's horse? And the next
Yeah,
time you
that
seen
was
that horse,
brutal. That was
dude, the next
brutal,
time you seen
bro.
that horse had no head
Yeah,
and no
bro.
legs. I'm like,
Yeah,
dang,
bro.
they use every part
Hey.
of the body, man. Every part. So you could be eating horse and not even know it, man. It's crazy, man. Oh my goodness, it was insane. Hey, SVG, why don't you close out and tell the people where we can find the next episode of Man Cave, man? Not next week, but the week after that.
All right, not next week, but the week after, following that week, you can find Suave and myself for another episode of the Man Cave over at Simply Pwned Gaming's YouTube channel, which is mine. We'd love to have you guys, and we'd love to hear from you. So if you guys are watching this show, let us know what you think is coming in the last episode, and
I didn't
let
even
us
get to tell you.
And let us know what you think of this one. So Suave, before we go, what do you think is coming up?
I think they're gonna end up in a different town, and it's gonna be monsters. That's what I think, because it was very short. I don't think they're gonna go to a Joel's background story. I think they're gonna wait and do that from the next season. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think they're gonna get into some trouble, and there's gonna be monsters. It's time to bring the monsters back. You know what I'm saying? We already seen a few of the new monsters, 3 different types now. We've seen how this fungus can communicate even miles away.
Yes,
you know,
underground, long stretches. Yep.
Yeah. So I think that it's gonna be a tight bind where it's gonna be monsters, and it's gonna be a to be continued type thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right
I don't think it's gonna be a ending like all the previous episodes has been.
Right on. I think you're right. I think it'll leave it at a cliffhanger for sure. But if for all of you that are familiar with the game, you know what's coming or what should be coming. And there's not enough episodes left to finish the first game. So we're going to leave it a cliffhanger. I think what we're going to get is a season and a half or 2 seasons per game. I think that's what they're doing. I think we're going to run into some fireflies next episode, but it's not going to end the way you think. That's what I'm thinking.
Man, that I forgot all about them. I think it's going to be a little bit of mix now as you say that, the fireflies and the monsters.
And, I think you're right.
I think it's going to be a little mix. Well, look, guys, y'all take care. Be safe out there, man. If you're in a cold area, get warm. If you're in a hot area, stay cold. Take care, man. This is the Man Cave. Peace.
Peace.
I go hard in the paint. I go hard in the paint.
I'm ducked off where the loudest legal. Right next door to Cali where the work a lot cheaper. Take you back in the trap in the 86 Regal. With a pocket full of stones booming like it was legal.